Picture this, a luxury hotel room, booked secretly under the mysterious name Frank Black. The clock strikes 3 a.m. and behind those closed doors, something shocking unfolds. Prosecutors at Sean Diddy Combs' explosive trial have finally pulled back the curtain, revealing explicit details from what's being called a freak-off session. Wild, drug-fueled encounters at the center of serious allegations. It all started with an invoice quietly slipped into evidence, a late-night reservation at New York's Trump International Hotel and Tower. But here's where it gets darker. Authorities claim Diddy himself orchestrated this meetup, arranging everything through his then-girlfriend, the famous singer Cassie. Leaked text messages between Cassie and an adult worker known as the Punisher, whose real name is Sheree Hayes, paint an unsettling picture. The texts openly confirm timing, location, and even a $200 cash fee. It makes you wonder, just how deep does this secretive lifestyle really go? And as prosecutors dig deeper, things are only getting more disturbing. So referencing quote, at the heart of this unfolding scandal is someone who once stood firmly by Diddy's side. Cassie, the singer famously known for her relationship with the music mogul. But what led her to turn over explosive evidence to the authorities? Prosecutors revealed that Cassie herself handed them a cell phone packed with explicit videos secretly recorded during these intimate drug-fueled encounters. In messages exposed in court, Cassie didn't just facilitate meetings, she set them up directly. Her texts casually arranging late-night sessions with the adult worker known as the Punisher have left many stunned. One message stands out starkly, reading, "Can we actually do 3 a.m. at the Trump Hotel, Columbus Circle?" Hayes quickly agreed, setting his price, a crisp $200 in cash. Cassie's role has sparked intense debate. Was she a willing participant or trapped in a darker, hidden world she couldn't escape? And as jurors finally watched the explicit footage she provided, the courtroom atmosphere grew even heavier, with uncertainty about what might be revealed next. Inside the quiet, tense courtroom, jurors finally saw the evidence they'd only previously heard whispers about, the graphic videos themselves. Prosecutors unveiled carefully chosen excerpts from sessions dated October 14th and 20th of 2012, and another from December 4th, 2014. Headphones tightly secured, jurors privately experienced the audio and visual scenes firsthand, scenes that were too explicit for anyone else in the courtroom to witness. Most jurors remained composed, stone-faced, trying not to reveal their emotions. Yet, at least one juror noticeably winced at the footage, clearly disturbed by what they were seeing. Defense lawyers quickly stepped in, emphasizing their narrative that these were consensual acts, arguing the videos prove exactly that. But the jury's muted reaction raises important questions. Were they shocked by the explicitness of the acts themselves, or by what they potentially suggest about Combs' hidden lifestyle? And with more testimony and evidence looming, everyone wonders, what else could possibly surface? With tension thick in the courtroom, Diddy's defense team moved swiftly to frame these explicit encounters as completely consensual. According to them, the graphic videos were not proof of criminal activity, but simply private moments between adults. Their argument hinges on the notion that Cassie and everyone else involved knew exactly what they were getting into and willingly participated. But not everyone is convinced. Critics argue that consent isn't so simple, especially when fame, money, and power blur the lines. And while the defense confidently pushes their narrative, skeptics online and in the media question if consent can truly exist when there's such a drastic imbalance of power. This critical debate is splitting public opinion right down the middle, and it's raising uncomfortable questions. Can the defense really justify these shocking revelations, or is there more beneath the surface that's yet to be uncovered? Just when it seemed like the revelations couldn't get any more troubling, another bombshell emerged. An ex-girlfriend known only as Jane stepped forward with explosive accusations of her own. In heated texts exposed during the trial, Jane accused Diddy of making terrifying threats, allegedly warning her that he'd leak explicit videos to her child's father, weaponizing intimate moments to keep control. In her own raw words, Jane described being exploited, pulled into what she called a dark and humiliating lifestyle. The texts also reveal chilling moments where Jane reached out desperately to Combs' chief of staff, Christina Karam, for help during what she described as Diddy's evil, a psychotic bipolar episodes. The jury sat quietly absorbing these shocking details, forced to consider a disturbing pattern emerging around Combs. How many more secrets remain buried beneath his public persona, and who else might come forward next? As if the courtroom drama weren't already intense enough, the trial took a sudden, unexpected turn, this time involving the jury itself. Judge Arun Subramanian made headlines after abruptly dismissing a juror, citing troubling inconsistencies about where the juror lived. Was it New York or New Jersey? The confusion raised serious concerns about credibility. But the controversy didn't end there. Diddy's defense team immediately pushed back, arguing that removing this particular juror, one of the few black jurors, and replacing him with a white alternate could unfairly skew the jury's diversity and influence the verdict. This dramatic shakeup had everyone questioning the fairness of the trial. Was this simply an effort to maintain juror honesty, or did it unintentionally cast doubt on the court's impartiality? As tensions rise and the jury faces intense scrutiny, the stage is set. With weeks of explosive testimony finally winding down, the prosecution shifted gears, methodically laying out stacks of text messages, travel records, and meticulous documentation through summary witnesses. Though these final hours seemed dry compared to earlier drama, each piece of evidence reinforced a detailed timeline, building a stronger, clearer case against Diddy. Prosecutors announced they'd rest their case imminently, leaving everyone in the courtroom bracing for the defense's turn. Now, all eyes shift to what promises to be an intense counterattack. Will the defense manage to reshape public perception, or has the damage already been done? As the prosecution closes its chapter, anticipation mounts, because what Diddy's legal team brings next could change everything. With the prosecution's case reaching its dramatic climax, one thing has become crystal clear. Sean Diddy Combs' carefully curated image is hanging by a thread. Explicit videos, disturbing texts, and explosive accusations have painted a picture that's far darker and more complicated than anyone anticipated. Now, as his defense prepares to strike back, everyone is left pondering tough questions. Can Combs truly bounce back from this devastating blow to his reputation? And more chillingly, have we only scratched the surface of what's yet to be revealed?